what's happening this instant. ABC 11 Eyewitness News at 11 starts right now.
Severe weather hitting the area tonight, and we are in first alert mode. We've had thunderstorms and lightning and even tornado warnings. This is a live look from Breaking News 1 on the road in Raleigh. That's Glenwood Avenue near Crabtree Valley Mall. You can see the windshield wipers are going, and there's still a little bit of rain in the area. Hi, everyone. Good evening. I'm Steve Daniels.
And I'm Tisha Powell. Meteorologist Steve Stewart has been tracking these storms all night in the First Alert Storm Center. Steve, what's happening now?
Yeah, well, the good news is the severe threat is diminished significantly. No longer do we have that severe thunderstorm watch. That's the good news there. Bad news, still some heavy rain out there in our northern counties where some areas picked up upwards of around 2 and maybe even 3 inches of rain, and it's still coming down there right now. Take a look at Doppler XP. You can see those showers moving out of Wake County now and pressing down east, but this is that second line we talked about all day. We were expecting this to come in as we go into the late evening hours to around midnight to the wee hours of the morning. The thing is, the atmosphere is so worked over with the thunderstorms we had earlier, these not nearly as strong as the ones we had earlier. So not seeing much in the way of hail, maybe some little tiny pea-sized hail possible here, but definitely some heavy downpours. Roxborough looks like the heavy rain is now shifted to your south, but southern Person County into Granville County still got another ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch to go. And scattered little showers developing now farther to the south. We really haven't had much rain at all today. This could make it all the way into Cumberland County a little bit later on. Still do have some advisories, some aerial flood advisories, Person, Granville County, also from Raleigh, Central Wake County, all the way out towards Rocky Mount from the heavy rain that we had the last couple of hours. These storms not towering up like they were earlier, up around 55 to nearly 60,000 feet. These are all more like 35,000 feet, so that means they're not nearly as strong. Severe threat going down, but still some heavy rain around tonight. The thing is, tomorrow a front comes in. That means the potential for more severe weather. We'll talk all about that coming up in the full forecast, Steve.
All right, more to come, Steve. We'll see you again in a few minutes, and we'll stay on top of the weather overnight as well. Have the latest for you tomorrow morning beginning at 4:30. And for the most updated weather anytime, you can download the ABC 11 First Alert weather app. We bring you the storm warnings, plus there is live First Alert Doppler XP and the 7-day forecast. You can get it anytime for your iPhone and your Android.
Thunderstorms rocking Wake and Durham counties tonight with rain and lightning moving across our viewing area. Our crew on the ground in Durham bringing us this video. You can see the rain coming down in the Bull City. Duke Energy reporting more than 16,000 people across our viewing area without power right now.
Trees are down in North Raleigh, including this one you see right here. This is East Appaloosa Run. This is off Creedmoor Road, south of Highway 98. You can see these crews and firefighters working quickly to try to get that out of the road in that neighborhood. Breaking News 1 is live on the road right now on Glenwood Avenue, approaching the Beltline, right there at the Beltline right now. And we continue responding to reports of storm damage across the area. In fact, we've been following these damage reports resulting from this rough weather tonight all across the area through the evening.
Some places have been dealing with high winds, lightning, and hail. This picture was sent to us from an ABC 11 eyewitness. This is just one of the hailstones that came down in Roxborough tonight.
Angelica Alvarez live now in Raleigh. She's on Hensley Drive, where we see a tree down right behind you. Angelica.
Yes, Steve, that's right. We are back in Raleigh right now where we found this downed tree. As you said it, we are on Hensley Drive. This tree, thankfully, not hitting anything. It just is blocking this road here and not hitting anything. It barely hit that sidewalk there. So the good news is no damage to report outside of this tree. But as you said, all over, it's been a widespread storm coverage. We were in Granville County earlier. Let's get to some video to show you some of the lightning we were witnessing throughout the day, throughout the evening, rather. It's kind of tapered off right now, but it was pretty active for at least 2.5 hours tonight. There's also some video of a Good Samaritan who happened to cross some branches. That is a road off Highway 158 between Roxborough and Oxford. We found that man he happened upon some down small tree and was able to clean up some of those branches and clean that area off. That is the major damage we've been seeing. Thankfully, though, we haven't seen any or heard of any major damage reports. Again, here in Raleigh, we're seeing this downed tree. There in Granville County, where we were earlier, the sheriff's department there saying that there wasn't any major damage to report. So we're going to keep monitoring conditions and keep you updated throughout the night. But so far, this is what we've been finding. For now, I'll send it back to you guys. Live from Raleigh.
All right, Angelica Alvarez, thanks. Also new tonight, a minivan lands right inside a home in Apex. Fire officials say 2 people were inside when it somehow lost control on this cul-de-sac on Starflower Court and then crashed into that townhome. Despite what you see, no one was hurt and no one was in the home at the time. Crews are now checking to see if that home is structurally safe.
A 16-year-old girl and 2 others were hurt in a 3-vehicle crash in Person County. This happened yesterday afternoon on US 501 in the Timberlake area. The Highway Patrol says 16-year-old Kimberly Fitzgerald pulled out of a parking lot and in front of 2 other vehicles and was T-boned. She died on the way to the hospital. Her 12-year-old sister still in the hospital. One of the other drivers and a 15-year-old in her car were also treated for injuries. The 3rd driver wasn't hurt. A Harnett County Sheriff's deputy involved in the shooting death of a man in Lillington stepping down tonight. In his resignation letter, Deputy Nicholas Cahegas says he cannot risk putting his fellow officers in danger due to the environment created by what he calls the dishonest media. Cahegas shot and killed John Livingston during a fight with deputies who were actually looking for another man. A grand jury decided not to indict Cahegas.
A big blow to President Obama's action on immigration. The U.S. Supreme Court coming back with a split decision today, effectively killing the president's plan to shield millions of immigrants in this country illegally from deportation and also give them work permits. Joel Brown live in downtown Raleigh, where demonstrators held a rally tonight. Joel?
Steve, Governor McCrory was one of 26 Republican governors to sign on to that original 2014 lawsuit to block President Obama's executive action on immigration. So today's news was a win for the governor, but a big disappointment for undocumented immigrants here in the state. Tonight they brought that grief to the governor's front door. A mock funeral outside the governor's mansion. They came here representing the thousands of undocumented immigrants in North Carolina once again living in limbo, including little Geraldine Rodriguez, his mother and father.
It does affect my mom and my dad because they're undocumented, and this would really change their life.
Geraldine was born in the U.S. She's got legal status, but her parents came here illegally. President Obama's 2014 executive order protected undocumented parents like Geraldine's, and the president's 2012 order stopped deportations of teens brought to the U.S. as children. Today's 4-4 split at the Supreme Court wipes away the president's orders.
A lot of families are heartbroken right now, you know. A lot of families are going to be breaking, and we have no idea what is the future holds.
The Supreme Court tie upholds a Texas judge's order siding with Governor McCrory and other Republicans who argued President Obama overstepped his power.
This is a win for the Constitution. Congress, not the president, writes our laws.
Back at the governor's mansion, these undocumented immigrants vow to keep fighting, using the mock funeral to symbolically bury their fears and come out from the shadows, telling the governor there would be a price to pay come November.
We really want to tell him, and there's a message to him, that elections are right around the corner, and a lot of us are American citizens, and we have the right to vote, which means that comes election days, we will definitely vote.
So what happens now? In the short term, not much. President Obama still has broad discretion to prioritize who gets deported, but the next president could quickly reprioritize, raising the stakes for the November elections. Tisha.
Joel Brown, thank you. Another big ruling today from the Supreme Court on affirmative action. The High Court ruling the University of Texas can use race as a factor in university admissions. The chancellor at UNC Chapel Hill, Carol Folt, sending out this tweet saying today's important SCOTUS ruling reaffirms UNC's admission policies, supporting the educational value of diversity.
The I-Team digging into the special primary election earlier this month and the extreme cost to all of us as taxpayers. The special election happened because the court said Republicans drew voting lines illegally after the 2010 census. The voter turnout, you might recall, was record low, and in some counties, the election cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. We have numbers from Wake and Orange County. Wake spent nearly $600,000 on the special election on June 7th. Orange spent just over $75,000. And even though this was a special election, many counties, including including Orange and Wake, had 2 primaries in the budget anyway.
ABC 11 Together highlighting good deeds and community needs. This afternoon, a guy who's been getting help from the Raleigh Rescue Mission got a new car from the Wheels for Hope organization. Our cameras were rolling as Randy got his car. This is the 40th car delivered to someone in need. Randy wound up homeless after being an electrician for 10 years and opening a bail bond business with his son. Randy, who didn't want to appear on camera, is now on the road to a bright future. He now has a job after going through a life skills class, putting together a resume and practicing job interviews, and now he has a new Ford Focus to get him around.
It's been tough. It hasn't been easy. Sometimes feeling kind of worthless and like nobody needs you. I'm on the other side of that. Thank God for that, you know, that he's brought me through this, and I've learned a lot from it.
It was a really great afternoon for Randy. Wheels for Hope and the Raleigh Rescue Mission are longtime partners and really making a difference, and we're always happy to spotlight what they are doing. Well, will they stay or will they go? Ballots being counted right now in a move that could dramatically change the future of the UK. Which side is leading so far? Plus, the sit-in comes to an end. We will hear from a North Carolina congressman who was on the floor right there and what's likely to happen to the measure now in the Senate. And the danger that could be hiding on your backyard grill, a warning that you'll want to hear about before your next cookout. But first, we want to take a live look at the Raleigh skyline tonight. Some of the rain seems to be slowing down a little bit. Steve Stewart will tell us what we can expect in the coming days.